Hey everyone, so today I'm going to do that kind of check, get ready with me crossed with a first impression kind of video on the MUA stuff you saw in my recent haul. Heaps of people wanted to see it, so I'm just basically going to do a full face makeup using that one brand, unless there's something, you know, I don't actually have, then I will use something else. But I will put on all my makeup and we'll see how long that takes, and I might pop back in like 5 or 6 hours just to show you what my face looks like, you know, in that amount of time, see if it stayed. Sorry about my roots. My roots have grown out so fast. I don't know if you can see my nails. These are my real nails and they're like really long. And I don't know why everything is growing so fast because I haven't changed anything apart from my diet. So I mean, just shows to go. It just shows to go. Just goes to show how a healthy diet can make a really good influence on your outer beauty. Okay, so if you're not familiar with MUA, it's a cheap brand and I haul everything in the haul. I'll link it down below. Okay, so I'm going to use their Fashion Secret Flawless Primer. It looks like that on a xoBeauty flat top face brush. Whoa, you have to be so careful. Look how much just came out. Can you see? There's like, okay, that's like 3 times as much as I need. Like, it just literally poured out of the bottle. Okay, so this is like a silicone kind of based primer, so it feels very silky. I'm just going to buff this all over. Okay, so that's on. Obviously it's just clear. My skin feels very soft, a little bit greasy. It's not soaking in 100%. Like my Body Shop one that's really similar. That one actually soaks in, but this one's just kind of like sitting on top of my skin and it feels slimy. Now I'm using the Undress Your Skin foundation, and this is in the shade Beige. So I'm just putting it in a lip balm container, excuse me. So that's what that looks like. The consistency is kind of like, I don't know, it's not runny, it's not thick, it's just very mainstream. It doesn't smell bad, it smells fine, it doesn't really have a hard out scent of any kind. And I'd say it's about medium coverage. It's not full coverage, but it did cover most of the like discoloration on my face. So that is one layer. You can see it's a bit pale for me, so you'll have to excuse that, but I'm just going to add one more small thin layer on top just to see how buildable the foundation is. Okay, so that is not terrible, well yet. I will let you know down below if it ends up breaking me out by the time I edit this video or anything. The finish isn't amazing, it's a tiny bit cakey, but not like terrible or anything. For a cheap foundation it does a decent job. I'm really not looking forward to trying this out because it creased really bad on my hand, but this is their Pro Base, what's it called, Conceal and Brighten kit. And I'm just going to take the middle shade and I'm just going to put this underneath my eyes. So I don't know if you can tell between this eye and that eye. It did cover a tiny bit, but it's not like amazing coverage, and it's very thin and really creamy, which, you know, creamy is good, but this one almost just wipes off straight away. I'm not trying to sound like a total complainer, by the way. I'm just giving you my raw first impressions because we don't want to waste money even if it is, you know, a small amount of money. Okay, so next we powder. This is the MUA pressed powder and this is in the shade 2. Looks like that, and I'm just going to take a Kabuki brush and press this all over. Okay, it's a lot darker than that foundation colour. It's just like made my nose really orange, but hopefully we'll blend that out and it'll be alright. So that's the powder. It works fine. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look powdery, it doesn't look patchy. It's definitely darker than what it looks like in the pan. It doesn't give fantastic coverage or anything like that. It's just a fairly basic pressed powder. Doesn't latch on anywhere, doesn't look dry. The colour is quite odd though. It's quite orange. On camera it doesn't look as orange as it does in real life for some reason. I'm now going to take my MUA Mosaic bronzer. Looks like this, and I usually love Mosaic products. This one is in the colour Sunkissed Sunkissed Glow in shade 2. And I'm going to take this with a big xoBeauty bronzing brush. So I'm just going to start applying this around the outside of my face. It's quite a pinky tone bronzer, which can be really pretty if you use it in the right way. I don't know if you can see the difference between that side to that side. It does do a really good job of just warming up your face, warming up your complexion. Okay, I'm going to take a smaller brush. This one here is by Sigma. It's a small contour brush. And I'm just going to take like the dark colour, so I'm just kind of like patting it in the darker colours. I'm going to try and contour. That actually worked quite well. It's quite a good colour. It's very deep. You couldn't use those particular colours I just put on my brush for a pale complexion, like real pale. It would just look really dirty. And now I'm going to take this MUA Mosaic blush in shade 3 English Rose, and it's like a purpley pink colour. I'm just going to pat a blush brush like around it to try and get an even spread of the colours. It is so frosty. If you don't like shimmery blushes, then don't get this. Don't get it. Okay, I have a MUA highlighter, but I'm not going to use it because otherwise I'm going to turn out like a disco ball. I'll use it in a different video. Okay, the blush just kind of blended out to almost nothing, so I'm not a fan of the blush personally. The bronzer is okay. It's not one of my favourites, but it's not rubbish. Next I'm going to take the Fashion Secret gel eyeliner, and I don't know what colour this is, but it's like the dark kind of burgundy copper colour. I'm taking my xoBeauty flat top eye brush. I'm just going to dunk that in there, and I'm going to put this all over my eyelids as a base. This doesn't translate as well onto the lid as I thought it would. Like, it's really not as pigmented when you try to use it as a base, which sucks because that's what I wanted to use it for. I'm just going to keep layering it up until I get a better coverage. So I'm not as in love with that as I thought I would be. It's not cracked so far, but it's not as pigmented as I would like. I'm just going to do my brows quickly. I don't think I actually got anything by MUA to do my brows, but this is my e.l.f. brow kit, which is still like real cheap and affordable. It's my favourite. And then my current holy grail is my brow gel. It is like just amazing, amazing. Okay, so brows are on, and I'm really looking forward to using this. This is the Heaven and Earth eyeshadow palette by MUA, and I'll just quickly show you the colours. They're like stunning colours, just like heaps of earthy tones as the name would suggest. First of all, I'm just going to take on a flat brush. I might take this light champagne one just here. I'm putting that on a large shader Sigma brush. I'm just patting this on the inner third plus on my like little tear duct area. Okay, and I'm going to flip that brush over. I'm going to take this kind of like burgundy brown shade here. I'm just going to put that on the rest of my eyelid. So they're really pigmented, they're a little bit patchy, but nothing you can't work with. Like, as long as you just put on enough product and keep blending it, it's fine. I'm not trying to do any like revolutionary new look, by the way. I'm just kind of just doing a staple eye look because I'm just trying out new stuff. I'm not trying to be creative here. And now I'm going to take this kind of matte brown, oh, is it matte? No, I think all of these are shimmery, which is a little bit of a shame, but I'm not complaining too much. I'm just taking this one there, and I'm just putting that on a blending brush. This is a random Coastal Scents brush, and I'm just going to buff this into the crease and blend out those colours. I'm going to take the little eyeshadow applicator that came with the actual kit. I'm just going to take that, I don't know, just one of the dark burgundy colours, and I'm going to put that underneath my lash line. And then I'm just going to take the same applicator and just pat some on the outer V. And then just blend out more. I like these eyeshadows, except they're quite hard to blend. It might just be because of the shimmery texture. I'm not quite sure, but they're really nicely pigmented. There's a little bit patchy if you don't put enough on, and yeah, hard to blend. I'm going to make this a real smoky under eye look, so I'm just going to buff whatever's left on my blending brush underneath the eye as well. And then on the other sponge tip, I'm going to take the very first colour of the palette, which is like a light white shimmery colour, lighter than that first colour we used. I'm just going to put that on the inner tear duct area, like the very inner ear duct, tear duct area. So that's what that eye look looks like. Nothing super duper fantastic, just because there's so much shimmer going on. But I mean, if I was going to use this palette, I would use a matte shade from like a different brand or a different palette in my crease or something like that. So, you know, like, I just don't love shimmer, 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 shimmer everywhere. This is the liquid eyeliner. I'm so scared of like spilling this on my white top. The applicator is nice. Nice long flexible sponge tip. So the eyeliner is not opaque. Like, when I put it on, it kind of goes a little bit streaky, so you have to go over twice to get like the full black effect. It's not terrible, but not one of my favourites at all because it is stingy, and I don't like having my eyes sting. I'm going to put on false eyelashes with this look because I just feel like wearing false eyelashes. Okay, so before I do my eyes, I'm just going to put on some lip products. I'm going to use my Lip Boom, except I'm not going to use the lip gloss because I hate that. It's so gritty. But this is in the shade Oh My God. I'm just going to use the lipstick because it looks like a really pretty colour. They smell like intense like lollies or something. It's not creamy and it's not dry, it's just kind of like smack bang in the middle. It's fairly pigmented, it's not like super pigmented on one swipe, but it's not crap either. I really like the colour, it's quite nice. And then I'm using the Fashionista Plumping Lip Glaze, and this is in the shade Coral Couture, shade 4. I love the smell of this, it smells really good. I've got a lot of the mascaras as I showed you guys in the haul, but today I'm just going to use this one. This is the Fashionista Maxi Volume Mascara Big Lash Impact, and this is what the brush looks like. It's quite big. It's not one of those like giant ones. That actually works really nicely. It separates and lengthens, and it's really dark. It doesn't give heaps of volume, but if you want something for like school or something a little bit more natural, this is really good. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll build it up in a second coat. We'll just see how it goes. Okay, on the second coat, definitely obviously a bit more volume. I like it, I really do. I reckon it's actually a really good mascara. Like, well, obviously I haven't seen if it's smudged or anything yet, but I mean, first impression, it makes my lashes look really pretty. I don't know if you can see, like if I look down, that's one coat, that's two coats. These are the Miss Adoro number 415s, and they look like this. It's, I don't know, like, the eyeshadows are really nice, the mascara was amazing, the face products are just meh. Like, I'm not like a huge fan. The lip gloss looks beautiful. I love the lip gloss. It does have a slight kind of sore feeling on your lips. Like, it's not one of those like peppermint ones. It's kind of like one of those like pinchy sore ones, but it's not like super bad. Like, I've been across some that have just been like terrible and I've had to wipe them off, but it's not that uncomfortable. But the colour is gorgeous and it's really juicy and glossy. Makes your lips look juicy and glossy. The lipstick is fine. We will see soon how well the lasting power is. I like the mascara. Obviously I'm wearing the lashes as well because I'm just an addict, but you saw what they looked like before. The eyeshadows are great apart from the blendability. is that a word? Blendability? Blendability? If I use them with, you know, a matte eyeshadow in the crease or something, that would have been even better, but I just wanted to use that one palette. The skin's not terrible. The blush actually worked as a really good highlighter because the colour kind of didn't really come off, but the shimmer did, which is kind of odd, and the shimmer looks quite nice on the top of my cheekbone. The bronzer was decent. I don't know, I guess we'll just see in a few hours how everything goes, and I'll get back to you. So it is now 6:15 and I'll get back to you at like 10:30 or so. So it is now a few hours later. It is now 10:30 and I am actually quite surprised on how well this has actually held up. So I don't usually have a problem with makeup fading excessively on myself. I don't have oily skin or anything, but I do notice, I don't know if you can see on camera, but like my nose and T-zone, or mostly just on my nose and chin, it looks quite oily, and I don't know if that's just the finish of the foundation underneath or what. So whatever it is, the foundation powder doesn't work as well as some of my other foundations, but considering the price, it is pretty good because the finish still looks quite nice. It has faded a little bit, like soaked in a little bit. The coverage isn't all there, but it's not patchy and it doesn't look terrible. It just kind of looks a bit lighter, if you know what I mean. The eyeshadows have stuck quite well. There's no creasing at all. The mascara hasn't rubbed off underneath my eyes. It hasn't smeared or smudged, which is great. The concealer has creased a bit. I don't really know if you can see on camera, but I do have quite a lot of creasing right up underneath my eyes, which I get creasing a lot of the time. There's only a few concealers that don't really crease on me, so I was expecting that. The coverage underneath my eyes has pretty much gone, so the concealer isn't really that great, at least on me. The lipstick actually stayed pretty well. I ate dinner, I made some lamb, it was nice, thanks for asking. So I ate that, and I also had a lot of water, drinking bottle. So the lips actually stayed on pretty well considering, because I would have normally retouched any lipstick in that amount of time anyway. It's still kind of stained my lips. My lips are still a little bit glossy. I have got a little bit of lip gloss, you know, leaking out of my lip line. That sounded really weird. It's just kind of gone just outside of my lip line, but it's nothing major. And I do have that kind of line. The blush that kind of acted as a highlighter is still there, so that's got good staying power. The bronzer's faded a little bit, but it's still kind of noticeable. I don't know what else to say. I think overall it's definitely not crap. The eyeshadow was definitely my favourite purchase along with the mascara. The foundation and powder, I think if you're just a beginner or if you're on a budget or if you just like not spending much on makeup, I would definitely try it, like just give it a go because it doesn't seem to be crap. I know the e.l.f. one didn't work out for me. It did work out for some people, but I like this one better than I liked the e.l.f. for like a price comparison. The primer, I think that's why my makeup's kind of not staying put, because it literally was just sitting on top of my skin and like it felt slippery. So obviously when you put makeup on top of a surface like that, it's not going to stay put, and I think that's why my nose looks kind of like oily, because that primer was, yeah, I didn't like the primer at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more of these. I don't know if it was genuinely helpful or not. If you've got any tips, let me know. Definitely check out the brand. There are some good things in there, some bad things, some good things, just like any brand to be honest, and their stuff is pretty cheap, so bonus. I hope you guys have a really good day. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up for me. It helps me out a lot, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. By next, and I'm just going to put a real small amount just kind of on the apple and bringing it back towards my hairline. This is going to give me the like smallest amount of colour possible.